Alright, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another Battlefield video. Today I'm going to be going over my thoughts on Casual Breakthrough. Uh, Real quick before we get into it, I hope y'all enjoy the gameplay. I'm literally just camping by A in this map and I'm having fun. I don't want, I didn't want to show this footage off, but after I saw this video today and what I saw like about Casual Breakthrough and stuff, I was like, nah, I gotta make this video as fast as I can, as soon as I can. So I'm gonna try and make this all in one take, unedited, and yeah, mostly unedited. Anyways, so apparently, from what I saw, EA announced a or DICE or whatever announced Casual Breakthrough that apparently went live yesterday. I haven't seen the game mode, but basically what it is gonna be 2 8-player teams and the rest bots. And it should provide an easier experience for you to like rank up your weapons, complete certain battle pass challenges and stuff. I get the point, I get it, believe me, but I don't think Battlefield needs a casual mode. And I think a casual mode is just gonna ruin the experience for most players, because Battlefield is already like a casual type of game. I mean, it's not like only casual, right? People choose to play it casually because you have your blueberries out there running around completing the objectives and stuff. Like they have people competing for top squads, you have people sniping, you have a bunch of other stuff, right? But all in all, like, you can do whatever you want and the game will progress on its own, right? But I don't think this is something we need in Battlefield. I don't think Battlefield should have any sort of casual mode. Not a casual Red Sec, not a casual Conquest, none of that stuff. I did see a tweet, like a reply to that from the Tactical Brit, and I agree with him. He says basically puts, like, it's fine having this, but put it in Portal. Don't make it an official server because it's gonna ruin the experience for like a lot of other people, right? Because what's gonna end up happening is all the casual people are gonna go to that mode, right? Which is understandable. But like now, all the quote-unquote sweats are gonna be in the main mode, and it's just gonna be a hard time, you know. Me, as someone who's like a huge Battlefield player, huge Battlefield veteran, I am very against bots, because it's gonna just ruin like the progression. I've always been against like bot farms. I've been against anything to do with bots because it ruins the experience. Like, if you have a game, let's say the match isn't loaded properly, the match is taking long to populate, it'll populate the server with bots. Fine, that's okay, right? Because it's trying to find people. But if you have people like intentionally going in farming bots just to rank up their weapons and stuff, it kind of ruins the point of the progression system. Why is it gonna be like that if people are just gonna go hit farm bots and rank up the equipment and just get that out of the way? Part of the Battlefield experience is the grind. It's part of it. Is like the progression is slow in terms of like how you rank up and stuff. It's meant for long term. The challenges, some of the challenges that you have are long term challenges. And everything in this game is structured for you to play long term, so keep you coming back, have you something to work towards. And if you happen to get like a bot lobby while you're like in matchmaking, then I mean, cool, you know, that's your thing, you know. They did say that with Casual Breakthrough that that you're not gonna get full XP, you're gonna get like limited XP or modified XP or something. But still, I think the reason that game mode exists, sorry, I misspoke. I think the fact that the game mode exists is not good. And it baffles me because like y'all took out bot farms from Portal to add your own bot farm officially. That's, I don't know. That's not a good look. I'm still against bot farms either way. It's not a good. If you shouldn't be. I don't know. I don't want to sound elitist. Super against bot farms. I've made that very clear, and I wouldn't want the core gameplay to be ruined with casual and whatever the main mode is. So whether you play conquest or escalation or whatever, right? I shouldn't have. I don't want my games to get like even worse than what they already are now, just because there's a casual mode and all the casual people are there. You know, it's easy, it's chill, it's fun, it's relaxing. It can be, don't get me wrong, but it takes away from the actual experience of how the game is supposed to be played, and in the long term, I don't think it's good. If you don't believe me, I mean, look at Warzone. Warzone added a Warzone casual mode. The Warzone was popping for a while, and then casual mode came out. A lot of people slowly started gravitating to casual mode, and then casual mode was there, but then people got bored because there's no fun, there's no challenge, and they dropped off the game. When you look at Warzone numbers now, they're super low. I think that game is already like dying, like big time. They need to do something new with Warzone. We'll see, but I don't want that to happen to this game, because a lot of people are gonna gravitate towards the casual modes. Maybe not all of them, right? But a good chunk of people are gonna gravitate to the casual modes, and they're gonna get bored. They're gonna get out the game because there's no challenge to it, and when there is a challenge, it's too much for them, and they end up just getting out the game. You know, I don't want that. As someone who really cares about Battlefield, someone who loves the franchise, I've always been a fan of the franchise. This is a huge like negative in the game. Also, I do gotta say, I don't know if I'm the only one, right? Segue into a separate topic, but relevant. But have y'all noticed your matches have gotten like harder recently? Like insane. Like, I'm not a bad player, right? Don't get me wrong. Like I mean, I'm not the best either, but like, I know what I'm doing in the game. But me and like other of my friends who are like actually really good too, we're going in the lobbies and we're getting just freaking stomped. Now, to my understanding, there is a skill-based matchmaking in this game, but it's not like thick. Like, it prioritizes ping and everything, which even at that I think is kind of bull. But all in all, it's not a good thing, and I think lately it's gotten worse because, like, I don't know if you noticed, right? And not just like, I'm speaking for myself, but like y'all can relate to this, right? You get into a game, and literally, if you're not like out there performing, playing the objective, your squad, like the rest of your team, just gets obliterated. Like, it feels like you and your squad are like the only good ones, especially if you're playing with friends. And then and you have your matches where like you just kicking ass. Like, you have like maybe like 2-3 matches back to back where you're like just mopping the floor with people. The next match you're just kind of like getting your shit kicked in because you're spawning, dying. Your bluebirds are too scared to touch the point. Like, the game expects it feels like the game expects you to carry 100% of the time, and that's something that Call of Duty skill-based matchmaking has done. Me personally, I'm not against the matchmaking. Cool, like, have it, but don't make it to that kind of experience, because that's exactly what's ruining COD right now. I'm not saying tone it down either, right? But there needs to be like a nice balance to the games. Yeah, you know, I like that some of them can be close, cool, but all in all, having it be as crazy as it is, maybe, you know, maybe just the players that are on now are like just better, right? So I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I'm super good, blah, 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 right? Maybe like I've had players that are just like crazy in this game, right? And I don't see a lot of people like tryharding, like just people just running and gunning, right? It's just because a lot of people are playing with their friends, people are covering corners and all that stuff. It's just a whole thing, and it's really annoying because like you're trying to do something yourself, but because you're stuck in a team that is always like not doing good, you're stuck in a team that is too scared to touch the point. They're not working together. There's a bunch of like things going on. It feels just worse, especially with the matchmaking, you know. Um, so I think that combined with like how the players are playing, that's another thing. Like the people, like we the Battlefield community, right? Like I'm separating like COD and Battlefield community, right? We the Battlefield community know how to play the game, right? We have fun with the game, we enjoy it, but because Call of Duty has been bad, and there's a huge influx of Call of Duty players and new people trying out the game and stuff. A lot of people don't understand like how to play the game. No matter how much you try to explain it to them, they just won't get it. And there's a lot of people who, believe it or not, don't watch YouTube. There's a lot of people who still run around the game not knowing what they're doing, and they call it like a running or walking simulator because you just run around, walk around, and then just die. You know, there's a skill set to this game, but I feel like because there's an influx of new players, a lot of new players, and they don't know how to play Battlefield or the modes, I feel like that's also contributing to like the negative experience that's been going around lately. If y'all can relate, awesome. If y'all can't relate, then cool. Y'all better than me probably. But all in all, just yeah, the casual game mode is not so good. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't want to see another casual game mode. Try and work on a compromise when it comes to that, and and just try and keep everything focused on the main game. You know, don't split the player base between casuals and the main game people, because then people are gonna slowly migrate to casual because the main game's getting too sweaty, and those people are gonna drop off because there's no challenge. It's a bunch of stuff that can go wrong. Keep everything focused on the core gameplay just the core gameplay. Keep everything focused on how people are supposed to progress the right way. I'm not against there being bots, right? If you're, like I said, if you're matchmaking, you get a match, it's taking the server's taking too long to populate, and you launch with mats, and the match launches with bots. I'm sorry, it's fine. Because like there's not a lot of people active that time of day or something, right? But as far as introducing like quote unquote official bot farms, I would not suggest at all. You know, we already have a lot of things going on. We have some bugs that have propped up with this latest patch. We have that freaking, I'm gonna talk about this too. That laser designator and that ATGM from the IFVs needs to get nerfed. Both of those things need to get nerfed. I think the range on the laser designator needs to really get toned down, because that's contributing to
Yo, can you bring me ammo?
the one shots.
Just being an asshole.
And I think the only way, I don't mind the ATGM being a one shot to jets, right?
Thank you.
Because it's an ATGM, but I think having it reach out as far and not being able to flare it is a big thing. So I think being able to flare the ATGM would balance it out. Just that alone, I'm not even joking, because like a lot of the complaints are just you don't flare those things. Those things just instantly kill like anything that's targeted. And it's not like with it's not like the other jets, right? Some of the attack jet has ATGM, but it's just specifically the ATGM that's on the IFVs that needs to get like toned down. Don't nerf the tracking of it, right? Just make it to where it's flare and you can avoid it. There needs to be some sort of counter to the target laser designator, mainly because it sucks spawning in your helicopter or in a jet, and immediately right after, either as soon as you take off or as soon as you peek over like a building, you're already like getting marked, you know. I had been trying to keep my mouth quiet in terms of like what I think about the laser designator. I think it's a good gadget overall, but I think the rage on that needs to get nerfed big time, and
This thing is not
there needs to be
repeating
more
what she's doing.
counters to there needs to be more counterplay to overcome one being painted and against like those ATGMs. That's been a huge issue because it hasn't been fixed in the first patch that introduced season 1, which by the way I've been wanting to do a video talking about season 1.
Thanks for watching my location.
I think I might talk about it in this video. I lost my train of thought. Damn. Give me a sec. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Yeah. So there needs to be more counterplay. There needs to be more countermeasures introduced to jets. Because I don't think having below radar is enough, especially since I think the below radar in this game is like lower than what it usually is. And I think they should make it to where below radar removes like the paint or something. I don't know. There needs to be that, and they introduce like ECM, that countermeasure from like Battlefield 3 and 4. And there needs to be more things to help counter that combo, because now that it hasn't been fixed, a lot of people are abusing it, and it is not a good feeling. Like, all it takes is one IFV and a recon player painting things to shut down the air. I don't mind like there being like counter options to the air, but when it's something that you can't even like avoid, you can't flare, it's something that you can't get rid of, and like almost everybody on the ground are running stingers, and you have AA guns, and you have things painting you, and you have so many things that you have to keep out for. There's not enough counterplay from ground to air, you know. You can try moving fast, you can try getting obstacles in your way so the missile can head that way, but it's only a matter of time, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much my topic. That's my thought on that whole laser rangefinder, laser designator, and that laser guided, no, that lock-on guided missile, the ATGM. While we're here, let's talk about season 1. So season 1, at least for now, because it's gonna release in 3 waves. The first wave of season 1, not so good. I played Black World Fields a lot. I think that's what it's called. I really do not like that map. It is very open, and that's not what bothers me, right? Like, I guess it's alright, but what bothers me is just like the layout, the sun, the lighting is what bothers me, believe it or not. It's just like having that sun, if you spawn on the side where the sun is in your face, it's kind of be hard to like see shit.
I fucking love this spot.
Plus, like, it's a sniper's heaven. I don't mind sniper maps, right? It's cool. It's alright. I like sniping, believe it or not. But just, I don't know, that map just does not feel good to play, and it is almost always heavily one-sided, and yeah, that's not a good map. I think that is the second worst map compared to New Sobek City. And talking about the battle pass, I actually think the battle pass is pretty good. I like what they did with it. Essentially what they're doing is they split up the the tiers into like their own themed bundles. So like you start off a recruit, then you have your whatever ops, then you have denial ops and some other stuff, right? But they each have their own theme to it. I think that's pretty cool. I think they're doing that because they're gonna eventually sell them as bundles. So it's our way of getting like premium stuff like early before before, let's say not season 2, right, but season 3 they release a bundle, that like same bundle or something, you know. I think that's pretty cool. I like it. The challenges aren't that hard. I like that they added a reroll system to the game. For those of you who don't know, because I know a lot of people have been talking about like Battle Royale and how there's some challenges forcing you to play the game. For those of you who don't know, there is a reroll system. Essentially what you do is you go to the challenges board, You highlight a battle royale map. If you want to play just multiplayer, you highlight a battle royale challenge. You hit reroll. It'll show you on the bottom right what button to press. For me, since I'm on the PS5, it's press triangle. And you get 3 or 4 rerolls a day or a week or something like that. I forgot how it is. Someone explained it earlier, but I've only had to use that feature like a couple times. Because they do refresh weekly, and it depends on if you're a Battlefield owner and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, you can definitely swap out the Battle Royale challenges for multiplayer challenges, so it'll be easier for you to complete them. The only challenges that can be rerolled are the special challenges that are worth 10 points, which is basically a whole tier. So like the one for the first week is something to do with Battle Royale. I'm not gonna do it. I think I'll just pass on this one. But I'm working on the other ones that I've changed into like multiplayer challenges, so I'm doing that. And yeah, if you don't know that, that's something y'all can take advantage of and just get them done. But they only affect the weeklies, they don't affect the dailies, just the weeklies, so just keep that in mind. And they made it to where if you're in Battlefield, right, main Battlefield, and you re-roll a red sec challenge, you're gonna get a multiplayer challenge. If you are in red sec, you don't want to get a multiplayer challenge, you'll re-roll and get a red sec challenge. So that's pretty good touch that they did to it. And all in all, I like what they've done with that. Season 1 isn't bad. Like, the game feels better for sure, but there are some bugs that have been going around on my end, at least. Like, what'll happen sometimes, what happens is, for me, right, if I'm using like laser designator for a long time, or if I'm using a certain scope, the HUD will start acting weird. It'll start turning into like if I was like in a vehicle, like, you know how the HUD turns kind of like greenish, it'll turn to that, or just these weird little things that pop up, you know. Not to give you an example, right, this actually happened yesterday. I was using my 2x scope, the R4T or whatever it's called. It's the one that I've been using from my G36. Really good scope, by the way. I recommend that one if you haven't used it. Every time I would aim in, it was like thermal. I'm not even joking. I don't have any thermals. I thought, oh, maybe I like accidentally equipped like a thermal optic. When I don't have it, nope. It's just it glitched. And every time I had ADS, I'd have thermal vision, like FLIR optics on that specific scope. And I was like, huh? It was weird. It threw me off, but yeah. As far as red set goes, I can see the potential in red sec. Talking about Battle Royale, I can see the potential in red sec, but I don't think it's gonna last that long. Like the thing around red sec, unless they like really like put a lot of effort into keeping like red sec interesting, having good changes and stuff, having event that makes it like relative stuff that doesn't force the community to go play it, right? But like the people that do play Battle Royale, like, make it fun for them. And the only advice I can give to DICE in terms of like red sec is to keep it separate from Battlefield. Don't divert all your resources from the main game to go into that mode, because as it is now, from my perspective, Battle Royales are like dying. They're overdone. People are burnt out on Battle Royales. Red Sec could be pretty good, and it breathe life to it, but I don't think it's gonna be anything game changing for a while. You know, it'll be fun for a bit, but it's only a matter of time till that game mode starts losing traction, or it kind of slowly falls off. You know, so keep it a separate thing. Keep like its own standalone thing, right? Have a separate teamwork on that. Upkeep it. Keep the balance changes. You can either have different balance changes in Red Sec and Battlefield, or if you want to have them all the same, fine. But Keep the experience. Don't divert all your resources into battle royale now or ever, because that's what Call of Duty did. And Call of Duty really messed
Bro,
up the
I'm hitting
game doing
some
that.
gnarly headshots from here.
We don't want people. We don't want resources being taken away from multiplayer, which is fun, which is like the main experience of the game, to go feed something that's gonna die off
I think enemy
soon.
chopper
I'm
might
not
be
saying
back.
like soon, right? But like I don't
Yeah,
know.
it
I'm
is.
gonna just throw a number out there. Like let's say like
Here,
6 months,
I don't
right?
see it.
Like for
Fine.
battle royale to succeed, there has to be a lot of things to do with lore. It has to push the story further. There has to be a lot of improvements that are like substantial, going like
26
back to back to
of
back.
Let's
Because
go.
right now, like it's a good. It feels good, right? But it's not like the best. Like the first couple, like 3 or 4 matches that I played, I was like, oh, it's cool. I mean, it kind of looks like Warzone, but like it's not. And a lot of people are complaining about the vehicles. It's Battlefield. I don't know what to say. Vehicles are a must. There's ways. No, they're not a must. Vehicles are a given, and there's ways to counter vehicles. You just have to coordinate with your squad. And yeah, I think Red Sick can be good. It's very interesting. It can be fun, but
Alpha.
is it here? Is it gonna be here something for the long term? Probably not. That really just depends on DICE and how they want to handle Red Sick in terms of the live service and patches and everything.
Fucking headshot.
Because they need to treat that as its own standalone title, give it its own team to maintain it and share stuff within the Battlefield game and RedSec and
No! Oh, bitch.
do what you can to keep it relevant. The blueprint for a good battle royale was there, 100%. But a lot of it just depends on the community and the experience of the game. And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna let you all go because this is dragging out too long. I can talk more. I do have some videos lined up that I'm gonna be
Yo,
sharing to start
fuckers.
help improving the community, make them better. So you're gonna be seeing like
Got a UAV on the
tips, guides, stuff like that coming out from me soon. I'm currently working on gathering footage for
beach. Look at me.
a certain video, which I'm super excited to bring to you. But with that being said, if y'all made it this far, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. This has been my opinion on Casual Breakthrough, Season 1 of Battlefield, SBMN, and a bunch of other topics that I've been trying to get on top of. Yeah, if you made it this far, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Season 1. Let me know what you think about Breakthrough Casual Breakthrough. Do you think it's a game mode that y'all want? Should it stay away from the game?
GG's.
Let me know. I'll be reading the comments down below. Be safe. Peace.